Narrowly escaping the attack on Groom Range, Carter accompanies Director Falk to a secret location to plan the next steps.
In visual range now, sir. Preparing final approach. Control, this is Sky Ranger 1 requesting permission to land.
Copy, Sky Ranger. Permission granted. You are cleared for pad number 3.
Gonna take more than a hole in the ground to beat those things. Just admit it, you're impressed. So, what is the Bureau anyway?
Bureau of Operations and Command.
Never heard of it.
You were never meant to. This base wasn't meant to be operational for another year. We've called in every operative we had earmarked for the project, but, well, let's just say that we'll be a bit understaffed.
Director Falk, sir. Welcome back.
These two are with me.
Ooh, I can move the camera around, and that's it. Good job, me.
At least this location is secure.
And I intend for it to stay that way. I'll be giving a report to all staff at 0300. Report to the operations room at that time. I have a lot to prepare, Carter. Agent Weaver will show you around.
Down
Neat.
here, Carter. Come on. When Ivan put Sputnik up, the brass got scared. This project became top priority. Off the books, of course.
That did it. Hold it there. Don't move it. All right, people. Show's over. Back to work.
Carter, this is Nico Da Silva, Senior Field Agent. Nico, you'll be sharing your workspace with Agent Carter.
Welcome to the most advanced facility on Earth.
Falk wants him up and
Looks
running
like it.
ASAP. Time is of the essence. Straight from his mouth.
Gotcha. Well, come on. Our office is right over here. That Weaver is one tough broad. So, this is us. This is my desk here. Yours is over there. Get comfortable, Will. Things as they are. This is both your office and your quarters. Do you mind if I call you Will?
Yes, I do mind.
Well, I'm not calling you Agent Carter. I might be military, but I'm not that formal.
I prefer William.
Yeah, well, I prefer Nico, even if my mother insists on calling me Nicholas. There are some things that are just beyond our control.
I can see we'll be fast friends, you and I.
Glad to hear it. My supply of friends got cut a bit short lately.
That all, Da Silva?
For now, sure. You have any questions, just ask. And one more thing.
Yeah?
The old man, Director Falk. He's a hard man to impress, but you managed it. Not what I expected after reading your file. Only pleasant surprise I've had all day.
Wait, you read my file?
How many people around here know my history?
We all know each other. Don't worry, you'll get to read up on us too. The old man thinks that the more attached we are to one another, the better we'll be in the field. The Bureau might be an adjustment for you. We work in teams here. Seems like you're more accustomed to operating alone.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm also accustomed to the enemy being human. An attack like this, it's gonna mean a lot of adjustment for everybody. I'm a different man today than I was yesterday, you know?
Ain't that the truth?
Okay, so where were you during the attack?
Where were you this morning? Did you get caught in any of this?
No, I was out gathering intel on a weather anomaly way out in the boondocks. Something was interfering with television and radio signals, everything except the heavy-duty military gear. Since the attack, it's gone global.
They shut down our communication just before the attack. Keep us from coordinating. Smart.
Sure, but there's one way it helped us. Can you imagine the panic if the public found out about an alien attack?
So, tell us about the organization.
You seem like you know your way around this place.
I don't typically work out of this facility. Hell, no one really did until today. I'm with the NSA, but my post for the past few months has been with a small team that reports to Director Falk.
Who else is on this team?
It was supposed to be kept small until it was needed. Now, people who were pre-flagged for recruitment are coming in. Well, the ones that are still alive.
People were pre-selected? From where?
From the military, the clandestine service, DIA, even some civvies. No one knew that they were selected until they got the call. As of this morning, Falk activated the project and sent that call out.
And before today?
For the last few years, it's just been a couple dozen specialists. But now, we got a lot of new squaddies to bring up to speed.
Wait, how could he send the call if the communications were down? Okay, later.
I need to get myself oriented. Let's talk later.
Sure thing, Will. Good to have you on board. Sounds like the director's about to start. Come on, let's get the good seats.
First, I'm going to read my profile. Name, William James Carter. Born 4th November 1920 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, to Beryl and Jeremiah Carter. Education, B.S. Engineering, Indiana University. Marital status, widowed. Family, Beryl Carter, née Douglas, mother, deceased 1952. Jeremiah Carter, father, deceased 1959. Julia Carter, née Crenshaw, wife, deceased 1959. Richard Carter, son, deceased 1959. Record, William Carter joined the Army December 17, 1941, leaving college to enlist shortly after the attack on Pearl Harbor. He saw action in the Pacific Theater and earned the rank of Master Sergeant with commendations for his service in the Burma campaign. His service ended on October 25, 1945, after which he returned to college on the GI Bill. After graduating, the CIA recruited Carter in 1948 as a field operative. His quick thinking and bravery served him well, and he rose through the ranks, earning personal commendations from both Director Hoover and President Truman. He excelled at deep cover assignments, serving for weeks or months at a time in Indochina and the USSR. In 1959, during a deep cover assignment in Laos, a fire at his family home in Arlington killed his father, wife, and son. Oh. However, due to the communications blackout of his mission, Carter didn't learn of the tragedy until he returned in 1960. He alternates between blaming himself and the agency for the tragedy. This, as much as anything else, led to his drinking problem. Oh. Following a string of disciplinary charges in December of 1960, Carter was reassigned to domestic operations only. Continued problems led to further demotion to administrative duties in June of 1961. Director's Addendum. Myron, this one's aggressive, temperamental, and defensive, but he gets the job done. I don't recommend him, but the Bureau is your department if you insist on him. I don't recommend a long-term position. This man used to be a hero, but now he's busy destroying himself. He's not useful for much anymore, except as an expendable asset. That's weird. And what's on my desk? Nico's profile. Oh. It's going to be a lot of reading in this game. But you know what? I'm a fan of lore, so I'm going to keep going with it. Name, Nicholas Alexander da Silva, born 17th of August 1924 in Baltimore, Maryland, to Catherine and Sylvester da Silva. Education, JD, International Law, incomplete, New York University. Marital status, divorced. Family, Sylvester da Silva, father, deceased 1925. Oh, he was a year old when he died. Oh. Catherine da Silva, mother, deceased 1940. Elizabeth Montaigne, ex-wife, divorced 1952, living in Washington, D.C. Nicholas da Silva Jr., son estranged, living in Washington, D.C. Laura Harper, illegitimate daughter, living in New York, New York. Professional record. Joined the Washington, D.C. Metro Police Department in August 1947, advanced to deputy sheriff with high commendation for field work, and began to pursue a career with the FBI as a legal analyst. During his screening, the FBI discovered that Da Silva had not completed his JD degree, having dropped out of college due to financial concerns, and falsified his credentials. Deputy Da Silva lost his job on December 24th, 1951, that was Christmas Eve, which quickly led to the collapse of his marriage. However, the FBI was impressed with Da Silva's record with the MPD as well as interpersonal skills, and on February 14th, 1952, they recruited him on a probationary basis for field work. He demonstrated exceptional skill in the field, receiving a small degree of fame for the heroic single-handed arrest of the bank robber Katie Carpenter on February 4th, 1955. Despite this acclaim, Agent Da Silva was repeatedly demoted back to probationary agent due to his various moral concerns about his activities when off-duty. In 1959, after an embarrassing arrest in New York City where he and a jazz singer assaulted an officer, the FBI decided to move him out of visible work. At Director Falk's request, Nico Da Silva was reassigned to work with the Bureau as a covert agent. Is that something else? No, that's an invisible wall. Okay, 1 second. There's no way to manually save this game. It's all based on quick loading and checkpoints and stuff. Anyways, let's listen to the speech.
Lights. We are at war, and not the one we were expecting. Groom range, 2100 hours. Survivors, 6. In just a few minutes, our enemy managed to destroy the primary strategic command center. By 2130, Strategic Command itself ceased to exist. Our combined military forces have been routed. The comms have gone dark. The red phone will not be ringing. And that is why, as of now, I, Myron Falk, am assuming command of what's left of our nation's defenses. The Bureau was founded to coordinate resistance forces in the event of a complete and successful Soviet invasion. That mission remains the same, even if our enemy does not. We now face an opponent from beyond our world, whose identity is yet unknown. But make no mistake, this enemy has crippled us. They have technology decades beyond what we possess. We must make it our own. Their weapons will become our weapons. And when they do, we shall annihilate them. I give you new orders. Survive, adapt, win. Welcome to XCOM.
I kind of wish it zoomed out to the visual conflict. Oh, wait, what?
No! No, I can help them. Let me help them!
Will. Carter. Hey, Will, wake up.
What?
Jesus, Carter. How was it you look worse than before you went to sleep?
You woke me up.
I'm fine. And you yelling for me to wake up doesn't help.
I wasn't the one yelling.
What? I was yelling.
What did I say?
Something about a fire. I don't know. I guess after the morning you had, it makes sense.
No, this wasn't about that. It wasn't about Groom Range.
Well, my guess is you're not the only one having nightmares after this morning. Head shrinking's gonna be a big business after this war. If there isn't after this war. Christ, that was dark. Anyway, Falk's looking for you. Wants you in his office, ASAP.
What does he want?
The old man say what he wanted with me?
Ha! Guess you don't know him all that well yet. The director doesn't tell anyone anything he doesn't think they need to know.
Okay, so we sleep in the office.
Well, I guess you can't really hold knocking off for a few against me. Seeing as how we seem to be in our office and our quarters.
Yeah, I guess some parts of the emergency plan leave something to be desired. Ah well, it'll be just like college, right?
Yeah, except I stayed in Mrs. Hawthorne's boarding house back in Terre Haute. Had my own bathroom and everything.
Wow, ain't you fancy?
Okay, so there is the DLC Codebreakers mission, and this little radio thing kicks it off, so let's see what they have to say about that.
Were you saying something about that radio?
Oh yeah. Cheap thing normally just pipes in the company elevator music, but it's been picking up some weird signal. Damned if I know what it is.
Don't we have more important issues to deal with?
Sure, that's why I haven't bothered with it. But if someone on the outside is able to broadcast through that jamming signal, well, it could be important.
Who would know more about this?
Check with Operator Chelsky. She's information officer for the Bureau. Keeps track of communications, arranges contacts, manages what the public hears. The whole deal.
Okay, talk to you later.
I gotta go see what the old man wants.
See you later, Will.
So, I have two missions. My wrong button, I think. Yeah. Report to Director Falk and the radio interference thing. But I think I will tackle these next time, so we can actually get on with the base exploration stuff. So yeah, next time on the Bureau XCOM Declassified, we're gonna explore XCOM. See ya.